Hi, this is a quick video about Fostex M80 just before I sell it. I've already sold this, so I'm just demoing it to show that it's working. Obviously here you have all the track lights which you can arm quite easily. It's a bit easier to use than the R8, and also it's more robustly built. These caps tend to fall off easily. You can pick them off easily, and these as well, and they fall off and they get lost. Also the pulleys inside, which actually drive the left and right hand reel motors and the capstan motor, they can fall off on the R8, but on these they're all right. I think this Model 80 is better put together than the R8. I think the R8 is built down to a price. As you can see on the top here, there's no handle like the R8's got. It's a lot more solid. It feels heavier. It's a better unit, I would say, than the R8, and it's got the same heads, very similar electronics, so the sound quality is similar. So if you had a choice between an R8 and a Model 80, I would recommend the Model 80. Anyway, here it is, playing back on 7 and 8. What I've done is I've recorded stereo tracks on stereo pairs 1 and 2, 3 and 4 is a different track, 5 and 6 is different, 7 and 8 is a different track. So I've tested everything. It's all been biased and calibrated. The head has been relapped, and there's the figures there. Head, Fostex, function, replay, record. It's got all the track numbers here. Wear is even, and it has the before inductance in millihenries and the after inductance in millihenries, and gap condition, good gate, which is a good. It's good. It doesn't have any nasty gaps in there, because obviously the tape head is like that, and that's the gap in the bottom there. The Akai tape recorders have a 1 micron gap, so that distance is 1 micron, and what happens is the coils are wound around the top there, and this is a gap that sits against the tape, and as the head wears, this gap opens up and up, and obviously when it opens up, the frequency response drops off and it fails. Eventually the output drops as well. So it's extremely important that you buy, when you're looking at one of these to buy, you check the gap cell. Now the gaps need to be tested really with an electron microscope ideally, or some sort of microscope, but obviously if you've got a high powered magnifying glass, or watchmakers sort of a jeweler's magnifying glass, and you're looking at the heads, and you can see in the middle of the head a gap, a black line, that head is completely worn out. So beware, because this one, I bought this for a reasonable price, but it had some problems on it. So yeah, full relap is necessary, all the figures here. Anyway, it sounds like this. Fast forward, play, fast forward, play. You have auto locate to 0, by pressing this one, and you've got some memory positions here as well. And this is auto play when you get to 0, so I'll switch that on. It's pretty good, pretty good. There we go. Stopped exactly at 0, starting from the beginning again. Dolby C noise reduction. So it's exactly like the R8, slightly fewer features in this area. The R8's got a longer display here, and you have to assign the tracks differently to play, but that is it's a pain in the backside on the R8 really, because the Model 8 is so much easier. You just that's number 1 armed, 7 armed. It's easy input monitor, so it's a lot easier to work out this really, without having to muck about assigning tracks 1 to 4 or 1 plus 2 plus 3. It's really difficult, the R8, compared to this. So yeah, anyway, and this has got quite a few location points as well, so this is probably the ideal reel-to-reel for your studio, I would say. The R8 is okay. I've bought and sold a few of those. They're pretty much okay, but you have to be very careful with them. I would never send one out by courier because they're just so fragile. Just need to be quite careful with them, because, as I say, bits do fall off. Also, they're not as robust. This is feels a lot heavier and a lot more substantial. The E8, that was quite expensive at the time when it was released. I've not actually bought one, played about with it, so I can't really comment on that. The A8, I've had one in before. I bought one in, but it's just not accurate at all. When you go into the 0 position, it overshoots it, doesn't locate properly. It's just ill-conceived really. They look quite nice with the VU meters. That's what attracted me to buy one, but they're not really good. They were the first foray into multi-track recorders for Fostex, and they didn't quite get it right. They released it too quickly, didn't quite get it right. This was the next one that came after the A8, and this is really good. The R8 came after that, but of course the R8 was built down to a price, so it may have a few more features, but it definitely hasn't got the resilience that this has, and the E8 is a mystery. But thanks very much for watching.